Hey, what's up, guys? Tim here. So, got a new knife in just yesterday. It was a really great way to start the weekend. And as you can see, this is the CRKT Fossil. Really great knife, so I thought I'd just share with you guys some first impressions and kind of overview of the knife. So, yeah, as I mentioned from CRKT, this design is from custom knife maker Flavio Icoma. He's a custom knife maker out of Brazil, very talented guy. So yeah, let's get to the knife. So, right off the bat, this is truly an interesting knife, which is why I thought I'd, get this video out there. Just the overall design of it is very, very unique, and it's actually quite different from this type of knife that I normally get. And I think the biggest thing about this knife that I can tell you right away is just how crazy smooth it is. Yeah, right there. So this is the larger version, and it's running on IKBS, but it is really one of the smoothest production knives, at least production knives under $100 that I've handled, and it's just crazy smooth. You can just, I mean, the detent isn't the strongest, but you can just kind of give it a flick and it'll open like that. It's crazy. But yeah, getting to the more details of the knife. So let's start with the blade. Really nice blade shape on here. Kind of that double recurve. That's not a crazy recurve, but it's got the belly here, slightly recurve here, and a hollow ground, satin finish. And what's interesting is, as you can see here, the grind lines on the hollow ground part are running, kind of up and down, while the satin finish on the flats are running kind of perpendicular to that. So that's a really nice little touch, and really adds to the look of the knife. It's got a nice swedge up here too, and there you can see the Icoma logo, name of the knife, and the IKBS logo. Really cool. It's got a thumb kind of slot should you decide to want to open the knife slowly or use the thumb hole to open it, which works just as well. Oops. Like that. But yeah, of course, this is a flipper, so that's the most ideal way to open it. Or, of course, you can open it slowly like that. So yeah, the spine of the knife, the edges are a little sharp, but it's not a big deal. They've actually, as you can see here, they have kind of beveled or chamfered the inner edge of that thumb slot, and it's not super rounded, but it's better. It's not crazy sharp, so it's not going to annoy your thumb when you use it. So getting to the handle, really interesting handle. As you can see, we've got black and orange G10 overlay on top of a stainless steel frame, and the frame has these really interesting dimples on it, or that match the dimpling in the G10. But what's really interesting, I'm just trying to get a close-up here. What's really interesting is, there we go, the if you look at the dimples, it's almost got like a patina finish on the inner parts of the dimpling, which is really cool. If I can get the camera to focus. Just hold it there. Okay, you can probably see it there. Yeah. And of course, yeah, with the orange and black G10, you can see all the layers in the dimpling of the G10, which is really cool. And you've got like a slot here with some more holes there. Add to the design. Really cool. And a pocket clip, nice pocket clip, stonewashed. It's got these two posts here to kind of elevate it from the frame, and a good tension on it, not too strong, not too weak. And a G10, I believe, or it could be plastic. Might be just plastic backspacer, so it's like partial flow through, not fully flow through. But yeah, ergos on this knife are very good. But with any knife that has a lot of texturing on it, it will never be as comfortable as a knife that's completely smooth. But not a big deal. I think for EDC purposes, this is fine. I probably wouldn't do any crazy cutting with this, because it wouldn't be like a work knife that you're constantly using. But for EDC, I think it's just fine. And yep, a flipper tab. Yeah, very functional. As you can see there, it's got some jimping right there, very sharp jimping actually. And the edges around the flipper tab, they're not super rounded, so playing with this knife can get just a little irritating on your finger. But if that's a big deal, you can always, I don't know, file it down or sand it down yourself. And yeah, getting back to the deployment, this really is one of the smoothest deploying knives I've ever handled. For a production knife under $100, it's really good. I mean, you can push button it, you can kind of flip it like a light switch, and you can even just do that flick I did earlier, just touch it and it goes. That's crazy. And it does that thing where it can like fall shut. Really cool. And oh yeah, the centering is just a tad off, as you can see. Not a huge deal. It was even more off when I got it, but I had to tighten up the pivot a little bit, and before then it was even smoother, but ever since tightening the pivot, it's still smooth, just not super loose. And yeah, really great knife. Steel, I think, is 8CR13 MOV, so yeah, good steel. Not nothing too spectacular, but it'll serve its purpose. And just overall, really great knife. As I mentioned, this is not really the type of knife that I normally get because, as you can see, it's very busy, if that's a word you can use to describe it, because of all the dimpling on the G10 and the stainless steel frame. And normally I'm a guy who likes, you know, a bit more simple knives, like a simple look to them. I guess for size comparison, we'll put it up to this one, the Quaken Flipper. There, so yeah, almost the same size. Yeah, the larger version does have a near 4-inch blade length. The smaller one, I believe, is it's just like 3.41 inches. And here it is next to the Chris Reeve Spenza. So yeah, by no means a small knife, nor is it you know, huge or anything like that. But yeah, overall, excellent knife. You know, just from the first, I guess 48 hours of having it, I can definitely recommend it so far. Oh yeah, and another little detail I almost forgot to mention. See here, I'm gonna have to get a closer shot. See here, right there, you can see they've cut out a small channel, so it's like a yeah, like a small channel for your finger to go into. So when you flick the knife or you flip it, your finger has like a slight area to kind of rest into. And that's pretty cool because if you look on, let me grab it for a sec. If you look on the Shirogorov, they do the exact same thing. Or, you know, Shirogorov did this, and I guess CRKT, I don't know, you know, they probably didn't copy them per se, but they did something similar. So it's like when you flick the knife, your finger has some place to rest into and it's a bit more comfortable. Right, detent. As I was about to mention, the detent isn't super strong because, I mean, you can do this where it doesn't fire. I think that's one of the reasons why the knife is so smooth, because the detent's not crazy strong, which is not, it's, you know, it's a good and bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, you can shake it and it doesn't fall out, but if I really like give it a sling, yeah, you can pop it out. But because the detent isn't super strong, you know, this knife opens effortlessly, you know. It's just so easy to pop it open. And it doesn't fire as a rocket per se, like, you know, the Boker Quaken. See that one? This one has a much stronger detent, and I guess also like the Shirogorov. You know, this one really just fires like boom, right? But I mean, this one, if you kind of build up some pressure on the flipper tab and then fire it, I think that's pretty fast too. So yeah, I think that's everything I need to say. Cool, really great knife. I like it so far. Definitely going to be carrying it and probably forming a better opinion of it. And as I mentioned, yeah, the design is by Flavio Icoma out of Brazil. He is, I think he worked in conjunction with Korth Cutlery, and they developed the IKBS. So truly awesome knife. I believe one of Flavio Icoma's knives, one of his customs, sold for like an extremely large amount of money. It was this knife that had a titanium carving on it of a skull with a, with a skeleton hand or something coming out of it, and it was a truly beautiful piece. And I believe it sold for something like $17,000. I think it might have been an auction, which is why it went so high. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And just to mention the overall aesthetics of this knife, I think it's done very well. I mean, obviously you've got a design from a really talented custom knife maker. This knife is the design is really cohesive because everything works well together, from the blade shape to the aesthetics chosen for the handle. I mean, if you just even mentioning the name, the CRKT fossil, right? That it brings to mind prehistoric imagery, and this looks like something out of Jurassic Park or something. So much so that I actually went back today and watched Jurassic Park. Great movie. But anyways, yeah, that's one of the things that really drew me to this knife, were the overall aesthetics, and just the fact that everything works really well together, from the pocket clip to the dimpling on the G10 and the stainless steel, and the sort of organic flow of the blade shape. It almost looks like some sort of creature with the eye there. That could be like the mouth or the beak or whatever. But that's really cool. That's one of the things that makes this knife just really special and unique. So yeah, great knife done by CRKT. I mean, for the money, I believe I got this around $65 shipped. It was a little bit, yeah. And I mean, for that amount of money and what you're getting, it's pretty good. I mean, you get IKBS, really nice design, really awesome design by a world-class knife maker, and it's put together very well by CRKT. Just if nothing too major, I guess the centering maybe just a little off, but that's not a big deal. And for the price, I think it's a great deal. So if you guys were curious about this knife, I would suggest trying it out at least. You can't really go wrong with a knife for this price. And overall, I'm really happy about it. Okay, so that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. And if you have any comments or questions, let me know down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye.